Oh, excuse me. How are we doing, all right? Just what I need to talk. So, one of the things that I struggle with, or one thing that possibly lots of people suffering with BPD that have been diagnosed, is to forget the effect it has on others, your loved ones, and not only what we have to go through, but what also they're put through. And it causes me a lot of guilt, causes me a lot of ag. Obviously, we overthink and that sort of thing. Mind read, which I've spoken about before. I think it's really important that if you're showing traits of this condition, then to check out whether you actually have it, to be diagnosed, see a professional. Because not to be fashionable and trendy and wear a green ribbon on Mental Health Day and all that carry on. As you know, I fought it for quite some time. But in my recovery, as I'm sorting my shit out, shall we say, in layman's terms, I can't help thinking about guilt that I feel. There's a lot of pain because of situations or not situations or opportunities that I've missed out on because of my condition. Whether that's love, friendship, employment, lots of opportunities that I've missed out on. Because of my BPD. I suppose in a way though, I have great satisfaction, great, perhaps a bit strong, that I know how I work now. So although I fought the diagnosis for 2 years and was having none of it, and thought my childhood trauma was nothing near like somebody who's been like, I don't know, groomed or like associated with people like Jimmy Savile and all that carry on, you know what I mean, and I don't want to get into too much detail. As a proud man, as a geezer, I was having that nowhere near me. But if I'd have carried on the way I was going, then not only would I have hurt myself, and this isn't about myself, I would have just caused pain and heartache to other people. People that cared for me, people that loved me, people that tried to get close to me. I think in my recovery, now I've owned my condition, owned how it worked out my way of thinking, what not to do, what you should do, etc. It's definitely the right thing to do. Getting diagnosed gives you something to work at, rather than, nah, I'm alright, there's fuck all wrong with me. Because it isn't fair on others. You know, one of the strong points of having BPD, let's say in relationships, even at the workplace, it can be very exciting. Meeting somebody that's like pure borderline personality disorder, how we live our lives is like a whirlwind, yeah? So we can be quite charismatic, we can be exciting, our love can be really, really intense and different to what most people would have experienced. But then after a time comes this is going too well, I need to push them away, I need to fuck this up somehow. Imagine your loved one or your employer where you're smashing it, etc. Trying to work that out. Having BPD is pretty shit, yeah. It's pretty shit. It really is. It causes you great ag, to say the least. But if you don't give yourself a chance, or give yourself if you don't do the right things and you keep self-medicating and living like a whirlwind, all you're doing is not only destroying your own life, and it's not all about us, it's the effect it has on others. And that ain't right, is it? That's not right. We're all here to serve everybody else, yeah? The whole of the world thought like that, we're all here to serve others, then the world would be a much better place. I was just thinking about that because I don't know. I know the pain's real, the heartache's real, the emotions are real. Whether we have 1,000 a day and most people have 8, I don't care. It's still real. So we have to have 1,000 real emotions a day. That's how it is. We're all striving, whether you've got any condition or just in like any human being, we're all striving to be happy, to feel wanted, to have a purpose and feel loved. But I feel lots of people don't own it. It is what it is, and all the rest of it. That's all very well. You know, you're entitled to your born on your own, die on your own terminology, but my own personal guilt is the effect that I've had on the person that brought me up, and not many, but a few that have got close, as close as I'll allow, and then end up upsetting them. Obviously not deliberately, it is a condition. It's a mental health thing, which I've said before, which on average is 50% childhood trauma. With myself, the other 50% is genetics, where they had to do a brain scan and prove it, because I'm a cocky git and I weren't having none of it, like I keep saying. So I just wanted to talk briefly before I go to sleep. Just a gentle reminder to anybody out there that's suffering with any mental condition. Of course, you know, you're as important as the next person, but please don't forget the effect that your condition has on the people around you, because it does. The ones that care, the ones that you love, if you're in a relationship or not, or if it's just a short thing, the damage that you can cause with having BPD and not understanding how you work is pretty serious. It could be life-threatening, not just to yourself, but others around you. So anybody showing traits of any, well, not any, because I only know about what I've got. It's like, what I've got, you know what I mean? I've concentrated on that because I'm not having it. And yeah, just wanted to remind myself, speak out loud, which then reinstates in my head, although I'm as important as the next person, and stating the obvious, I don't want to forget about the effects I've had on other people. It's not all been bad, you know. I'm a funny guy, I'm a good guy, I'm a kind guy. But emotionally, stress-wise, yeah, I can take a lot out of you. Or I come with a lot. But that's something I'm working on, and that's something I'm getting really, really good at. And again, like I've said so many times, find out so much about your condition so you can deal with it. And lastly, I want to just quickly talk about childhood trauma. On my Facebook memories today came up the only 3 pictures that I have of my mother, which my brother sent me. Now, childhood trauma to me was, which I said to the psychiatrist at the time, like sexual abuse, or that sort. It's not for me to talk things like that sort of thing. You know what I mean? As a parent myself, I now realise how important it is for children forming years between 5 and 8, I think the statistics are. My mother used to beat the shit out of my dad, come home pissed, so a bit vice versa, and not only hit him but also use glass ashtrays, bottles and cut him. So when the police rushed the door, they'd arrest my mother, and my father would be put into a ambulance, and then being a toddler was a lot. Not worries me, just is what it is. In the corner, covered in blood, and unfortunately forgot about or passed around the neighbour's house, going, they need to pack the bugger in. Things were different then, yeah? I was born in 1970, so things were different then. It was very unusual for a father to in custody of a son in 1975, but that's how, I'll say it, that's how fucking wicked my mother was. My brother has always said that I dodged the silver bullet because I only had her for 5 years. And when she remarried and had my brother with another man, he said that he's had it for 22 years. There's 10 years difference between us, me and Mario. He had it for 22 years. I never understood what he meant, but I do now. And we're pretty close now. One of the reasons why he never spoke to me for so long is because I scared him, because he thought I was the reincarnation of my mother. And I suppose at the time I get that, because I self-medicated, drink, not a scrapper, but drink, aggro, over the top, loud, abusive, nowhere near, I'm going to be honest, nowhere near level my mother. Nowhere near. She was off the scale. He won't even mention her name. I'm not going to either. Lost my track now. Disassociation or tired? Yeah. So, whole story, charades. You need to own your fucking mental illness, yeah? It's yours, it's nobody else's. And the effect it has on others. It's supposed to be like COVID, yeah? Whether you have the jab or not. I respect anybody that doesn't want to have the jab. It's entirely up to you what you do. Me personally, no matter shit I put in myself, I ain't bothered about having the jab. I've been more disappointed about giving it to somebody else and they go around their granddad's house who's ill and like kill them. It's like, again, that's serving your fellow human being, in my opinion. You know, in 8 months' time when I've got 6 ears and 4 legs and like, I'll be found out perhaps. But yeah, 2 things. Own your mental illness. Remember, it's not all about you. The effect it has on others, if you don't do something about it, can be a game changer for them. You've got to deal with your shit, but if somebody's out there trying their absolute best to help you and try and understand, the least you can do is try yourself, in my opinion. And childhood trauma, most couples row. I was married, we rowed. There's a lot of pressure in life, of course there is. You know, life isn't perfect, yeah? Fucking gas bills, energy bills, fucking no diesel, all the rest of the carry on. There's pressure in it, pressure, no pay rises, all the rest of it. It's just nothing but ag. But if you can, just remember that the forming years of a child's behaviour later on in life is 5 to 7, 5 to 8. Unfortunately, with BPD, the toddler tantrums and stamping your feet and not getting your own way, that will never leave you. That stays with you for life. The rest of the issues, like self-medicating, fear of abandonment, self-harm to a point of death, that can be controlled. Trust me, I'm an example of it. And that's what I wanted to get out of my head tonight. Thanks for listening. Hope you're well. And don't even know if any of that made sense, but I'm good. I generally hope you all are, yeah? Thank you.